Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March, moving on into early April 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Aquarius collective in late March, moving into early April? It's Aries season. Let's see what energies, messages, insights we could take a little peek at. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius in late March, early April. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick. There we go. Cool. I haven't seen this card in a long time. I always crack a smile whenever she shows up because she has like all these things in her hair and on her head. Now, there's two main messages that always show up with her. I love that beehive hairdo. I think it's very stylish. It's a classic, right? Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about this lovely image we have in front of us. So right here, we see the lady. She has that beehive hairdo, and there's all sorts of these items and implements in her hair. Most of them are creative implements like instruments and tools and things that you create with. So the good thing about this is the imaginative, outside of the box type of thinking. So no matter what it is you're going through or dealing with right now, Aquarius, it's like your perspective, the way you see it, could be very unique. And it's a great energy for creative expression of any kind, however that might show up. Now, it is super imaginative and it is an energy that could be in its head a little bit. So just knowing this time, watch out for the overthinking, watch out for the fantasizing and the imagination running a little wild when this card is here. But I always think that this is nice for doing things in a different way or seeing things from a different angle. Really good. Now, literally, she has a lot of stuff on her mind, right? That's the thing that always makes me smile. Like, oh, she's got a lot on her mind. So just watch out for a lot of mental strain when this card shows up, because it's like, oh, I got to do this, and then I have to do that, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. Watch out for overwhelming yourself with stacking your plate too high. But we're just going to let her chill out over there. She can keep doing what she's doing. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Aquarius. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Very intriguing. The reading was titled An Unfinished Situation. And to me, it just felt like some lingering unfinished business of some kind. So just know that type of energy or feeling might linger. It might bleed over for a couple weeks or so, where it's like there's something where I still need to circle back on it. Or there's something that feels unfinished. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So when we take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Aquarius. What do we have? Late March, early April. Thank you. Cool. 8 of Wands. Yeah, that energy's on the move. I like the 8 of Wands. You know, I love an action card in the first position anyway. And then especially for an Aquarius reading, you vibe very well with this energy usually. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more. Hey, there we go. We got the Emperor, more fire. So this seems to be a theme I'm picking up in all the air signs, is that there is lots of fire energy here. Let's get one more. One more here for Aquarius. Thank you. Okay. You do have a bonus, which is good, but the first one that popped out here, we got the 9 of Swords. So the fire-air combination. Yeah, the mind thing that we were seeing with the lady with a lot on her mind. It shows up here as well. And then your bonus is the 10 of Pentacles, which is nice. It's an energy that solidifies. So for the most part, I like the overall energy, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always like to look at the elements. Feel like it frames the reading well, and it tells us how energy is flowing. And you have a pretty decent combo, at least energy that you can work well with, because we have fire and air in the main part, and then we have a little bit of earth on the back end. Now, Aquarius, although you are the water bearer, you are technically an air sign. That's why you could work well with the fire and air combo. But when it comes to fire, that's the suit of action. So the actions we take, the actions we want to take, the actions we decide not to take. Think of things that light a spark within us, our passion, our drive, our desire, our motivation. That's what I always think of when it comes to the fire. It could represent health and wellness too. So there could be certain things about energy levels, physical vitality, stuff like that. But the only downside to fire is that it could take a left on you, right? It could be a little uncontrollable, a little explosive. Nothing wrong with intense energy, but we just need to keep a close watch on it, right? Then here on the back end, we have air. Now, that is your comfort zone. That is the realm. It's more of a pragmatic type of thinking. It's very strategic and planned out. It's an energy that thirsts for knowledge and information. So I like the air here. Air can also be great for communication. The downside to air is it could be cold and detached sometimes and very short. So, like when I see the fire air combo on the top, I'm like, okay, either something's about to pick up business real quick or just something might get a little wild here. If anyone could handle it, it would be you. Then we got a little bit of earth right here on the back end with the Ten of Pentacles. That's the bonus. That does solidify things a little bit. So it's going to be intriguing to see how all these energies play off each other. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we got the Eight of Wands. Now, I already mentioned I love an action card in the first position because it's like, okay, here we go. Now we're cooking. And the Eight of Wands is definitely that. It's one of the fastest moving cards in the whole entire deck. So this is something that just seems to take off. Now, that could be a great thing. This is a huge card for communication, conversations, talks, messages. When I see these arrows cutting through the sky, it's like back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So maybe you're doing a lot of talking. Maybe a lot of people are hitting you up. The downside to the Eight of Wands is that it can be wild. Right? Remember the fire, we already saw it in the main part of the theme. So when I see the Eight of Wands, it's like, hey, you were supposed to go there. Why are you doing this? There's like unpredictability. Now this is a huge card of actions, not just the suit, but the card itself. It's like a double down of action. So we need to see, is this action that Spirit wants you to take? Is this action you're taking? Is it action that someone else is taking? Could be all the above, right? But we'll get a look at it. Now, the thing I really like is the card right next to it, because the Eight of Wands, yeah, it's quick out of the gates. It's off to the races, which is nice. But then we have an energy that could potentially rein it in a little bit. So in the center, we have the Emperor. Okay, big Aries energy. If you have any Aries placements or you're connected to an Aries, that's their power card. At the time of this reading, we are currently in Aries season. So maybe the clarifier is just going to tell us something that could be coming towards you within this zodiacal time frame. But when I see this, if it's not any of the things we already spoke about, I think of authority figures. Think of the big boss. Remember, the Emperor is the king of kings. He's the one that calls the shots, right? So in the good sense, for a lot of Aquariuses, this could be you. Again, with the fire here, I'm directing where I put my intention. I'm directing where I put my energy. I've got control over this. That could be nice. But the downside to the Emperor, sometimes it could be overly controlling. Watch out with your relationship with people in positions of perceived authority, right? You might be a little more rebellious than you normally are. Or there could be someone where it's like, hey, can you stop telling me what to do and how to do it? Like, so we'll see. Again, I'm not going to say that's definitely the case, but we always got to keep an eye on the Emperor, but he does seem to be directing this fire in a decent direction. Now, moving to the back end is the spot that I really want to keep a very close eye on. We have the Nine of Swords, and we see this person, they're up, it's nighttime, they're in bed, they got the hands on the face, they are obviously stressed, anxious, nervous. So, just like we saw with the Oracle card earlier, watch for the overthinking, watch out for the anxiety, stress levels. For some Aquariuses, maybe you need to physically move this energy out of your body or creatively move it out of your body. Because when I see this combination, to me, it feels like a potential energetic buildup. So just know in this time, you might build up internal energy quicker than you normally do. But again, this could be someone else, right? So the Nine of Swords, losing sleep, stress and anxious, all that stuff, overthinking. Now, the good aspect of the Nine of Swords is that it can speak of energetic sensitivity and a very good heightened intuition. So if you got yourself a good intuition, this card's usually a good sign. And it could also represent paranormal experiences too. That's just a little side message with the Nine of Swords. Your bonus card, which is just a little bit more extra flavoring, we have a very good result coming in. We got the Ten of Pentacles. This is everything. This is big level up energy. It's solid. It's stable. It's the antithesis of what all this energy is. So it's like a yin yang type of vibe. So this could be great energy that's on its way to you. It's great for money and finances and growth. So I like it. but sometimes it could be a little set in its ways, so watch out for feeling stuck. But I want to dive deeper on all of this, Aquarius. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Aquarius, please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on Eight of Wands. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get this Eight of Wands. Why is this Eight of Wands here, please? Thank you. The energy just feels a little wild here, my friends. All right, so we have the Five of Wands in the upright, and I already mentioned it, how I feel like there could be excess energy. So for some of you Aquarius is out there where you're feeling a little low, feeling a little zapped, probably not going to feel that way for long, because like this combination, this energy combination feels very, very high. Like it's someone that's just bursting with energy and they need some place to put it. So we do have the Five of Wands, right? And this is one of those cards where you don't really need to be an expert in tarot to understand what it means. It's five people that are literally beating the crap out of each other with sticks, right? Now, the good thing about the Five of Wands, it's determination. It's an energy where it's like, hey, when I decide something, I will follow through. Can't stop, won't stop. I refuse to quit. So the Eight of Wands, Five of Wands for some Aquariuses, this could be something that you've dedicated yourself to, a process, a mindset, whatever it might be. And it's like, I refuse to give up on this. Like, this is an energy that does seem to refuse to back down in one way or another, which could be great, could be rough, depending on your situation. Now, the Five of Wands with this Eight of Wands on top, though, I feel like it's very touchy. It's a very touchy energy, where whether this is a conversation or a message that's a little volatile or an explosive, it could even be a situation in general. You're not the only one that's been picking up similar vibes, though. I'm telling you, I've seen it in other signs this week. Eight of Wands, Five of Wands, it's just super, super intense energy, and it just needs some place to go. So again, like whether that's through creative means or physical means, it's there's an energetic buildup inside of someone. Again, it doesn't have to be you, it could be someone else. Very, very intense. We're going to keep moving over to the Emperor, the King of Kings, right? But yeah, that could be an explosive situation on the front. I'd watch out for that. But let's see what's up with the Emperor. What's he doing here? How's the Emperor here? Okay. This energy seems okay, but we're still in this realm of the fire air combination. Now, the one thing I like about the Ace of Swords is that it's the sword of truth, right? It's honest, it's straightforward, it's no BS, no nonsense. It's an energy that tells it like it is, very similar to the Queen of Swords, which is one of your power cards. So when I see the Emperor with the Ace of Swords, it's like, hey, I'm going to tell you a few things, and you might like it, you might not, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It's like one of those. And again, I'm not saying I'm telling you, like that's just how this energy presents itself to be. Um, it's going to be difficult to see until we get to the Nine of Swords, because for some of you, this energy can intervene and help give direction and insight. But for others, this energy might inflame things even more. So I would say just watch out, like letting too many people into your business in this time, like whether it's your interpersonal business or even business, because like the Emperor with Ace of Swords, it's like either this energy is really going to help you quite a lot, or it might inflame things and make them a little more volatile, right? Like it's that whole push pull thing with any situation. Ace of Swords is another communication conversation card, right? So we have all this energy around communication. It's all very, very intense. But with the King of Swords, I mean, the Emperor and the Ace of Swords, like it's very strict, serious, straightforward to the point, tell it like it is. And this energy could really do wonders and help move things forward, where it's an energy that is going to inflame things even more. I don't know why that's coming through. We're just going to keep going. We're going to see what's up with the Nine of Swords. Yeah, because another thing with the Emperor and the Ace of Swords, that's an energy that could be a little cold. That's an energy that could be a little cold. But let's go in on the Nine of Swords. We'll see what's up with that. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Nine of Swords here? Why is the Nine of Swords here? Thank you. overwhelmed, just completely overwhelmed here on the back end. So we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse underneath this. So this energy, you know how sometimes like you might make plans to go out and then the last second it's like, oh, I can't, I don't feel it, I don't want to be in public. It's like one of those. um Sometimes there's people that are like nervous to go outside. I don't know why I'm getting so specific about that. Not saying it's you, but like when I see the Nine of Swords with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's like I don't really want to go outside or be seen. It's just very easily overwhelmed where this energy just has way too much energetic stimulus going on. The Three of Pentacles is usually a card of work, business, co creation, people working together well. I always say it's a card that says teamwork makes the dream work, and it could represent our circle around us, the circle of influence, people. In reverse underneath it, it's either like, no, I don't want people around me right now. So it is a very solitary type of energy. But at the same time, it just feels like there's energetic overload. So if there is any anxiety or nervousness that you might be experiencing, if you're an empathetic person, you might be more energy sensitive in this time than you normally are, or you might be more sensitive to energy than you think you are. Because like with the Nine of Swords, Three of Pentacles, it's like, yeah, I might be not be going through the best time, but there's other people's energy that's affecting me. um, it's nervous, it's withdrawn, it's hermit mode, and I don't know why it doesn't want to be seen. It doesn't want to be seen for whatever reason. But you know what? Sometimes that's okay, right? Sometimes it's all right to have a little you time, a little alone time. Nothing wrong with that. But let's go through and do a quick little recap. Usually Aquarius energy is very social, so maybe that is someone else. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, I feel for some of you, this reading this week can be very good, but for others, this might be a little difficult to deal with. But position number one, we got the eight of Wands with the Five of Wands in the upright. This could be an explosive talk or situation. I saw similar things in other air signs this week, so watch out for that. For some of you, if you have your mind set on something, if you're dedicated, that is an energy that does not back down, does not quit. So that's a good thing. But moving to the center, we have the Emperor with the Ace of Swords in the upright. Now, for some Aquariuses, this could be someone that can help give clear insight and make a situation seem better and show a path forward. And from my experience, this is the best way to go. It's either an energy that's really going to help things or inflame them. It's one or the other. There's not a lot of middle ground where it's like either this person's really going to help me or they're going to make things a little worse, right? So just watch out for that, especially around the communication here in the front. Uh, Moving to the back end, and watch with authority figures or people trying to boss you around too much. On the back end, we have the Nine of Swords with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Stressed, anxious, nervous type of energy. Feels like it's overloaded, overwhelmed. So just watch out for that. Anyone around you, and it's like I don't really want to be seen. It's like kind of solitary. So just watch out for the mindset and not overloading yourself. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Aquarius? Cool. All right, Lady Justice. We got Libra energy here. Now, this card can be very good, fair, and balanced, and it could represent situations involving fairness. If you think something is fair or not fair, that's a big thing when it comes to justice. Something very important I want to talk about it. Not only is this a karmic card that represents times of shift and transformation in our life or our life's purpose, but Lady Justice to me is very strong when it comes to documentation. Especially like legalities. So if you're dealing with any legalities, if you're putting your signature on anything, if you're entering into any agreements, just be cautious when justice shows up, where it's like just read it, make sure you double read it, triple read it if you got to. Know what you're signing if you're putting your signature on something. But the thing here is the fairness and the balance. And with all the explosive energy we're picking up in the reading this week, for justice to come out in the shadows, it feels like I'm walking a tightrope because it's like, all right, well, how much is too much? How much is not enough? There's like a balancing act going on here. So I think for some Aquariuses, that's very important, not to overload yourself, but don't underload yourself. There's like this odd balancing act that you might have to do with certain situations that you're dealing with Lady Justice here. So we're just going to put her down right there, my beautiful friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight into your situation and you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the March subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 subscribers to win either a copy of the Everyday Witches Tarot, beautiful deck, or a handmade crystal pendant, which I showcase at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what zodiac signs do you get along best with? Which ones are your favorite? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.